everybody, and welcome to Crowdsurfing. I'm Tom Vassell.
I'm Z Garcia. Hi.
I'm Camilla Cleghorn. Hello.
I'm Mike DeLisio. You get no hello from me.
Nah.
Howdy.
Hi.
It's the short-lived denial.
Boy, last week was so good.
Oh, that cuts me to my core.
Wow.
Okay, folks. Today we're looking at Kickstarter / GameFound project / backer. You know what? I'm just going to say Crowdsurfing because, first of all, GameFound and BackerKit have really fallen off the radar.
What is happening?
You're right.
What's happening,
Yes.
y'all? Where's CrowdOx at?
Right.
Oh.
I need some CrowdOx in my life.
CrowdOx was bought by BackerKit. But anyhow, there's actually not a ton of game projects this week, and so we have an overabundance of non-game projects.
So I've noticed.
That we do.
Yeah.
We do.
But that being said, we're going to jump right into taking a look at this stuff. But before we do that, we have some shout-outs.
Ooh, shout out.
I put this by myself, so I remember this. All right.
By myself.
We want to say
huh?
thank
Okay.
you to some of our viewers here.
I don't know.
We have Lucas Vitroller.
Lucas the Troller!
Troller or
The.
Vitroller, starts with a V.
Oh, he's a ventriloquist.
He's not.
Jeremiah Custer.
Custard?
Jason Troutman.
all of these sound wrong.
These
I'm
are
not
all on
Hey,
fire.
Jason
You are all
Troutman
on
told me
fire.
exactly how to pronounce his
okay.
name. He said it's like Groot, and the man is like men. So Troutman.
Okay. I like phonetic spelling. That's good.
Lisa Moran.
Meringue is delicious.
Moran-Ann. Sorry, Lisa Moran-Ann. And Adam No Good Scallywag Jones.
Wow.
That's
What
his
a
real
day.
legal name.
Yeah, we're off to a good
I love that,
start.
I think
Okay.
that's
Great.
Hungarian.
Marco Ramirez.
Okay.
Thank you.
So far, Marco's winning.
Rohit Nambiar. And Strategos Marcin Wistall.
Oh.
Ah,
Name
That's
right there.
fantastic. That sounds like a character
Don't mark
in
those names.
Obsession or something.
That's
It's an Obsession
fantastic.
card. We need
Shout
it.
out to all of y'all. Thank you for your
Oh,
support.
Jeremiah Custer's in the chat.
Hey,
Yay!
Jeremiah.
all right.
Where?
Is there a contest or anything we need to be concerned about?
I don't think. Is there a contest? There's no
No.
contest.
Okay,
So
okay.
well, we got contest tomorrow, so tune in for
I
that.
want to
And
be here
next
for
week.
that, okay?
Ooh.
Also, Custer's going to be
All
back.
kinds of contests.
Jeremiah.
All right, let's jump into our projects. First, we do have one from GameFound. GameFound is a different
Game
one.
Hound.
Hound.
Glory
Would be
and
good.
Empire First Victories Wellington versus Napoleon.
Ah, one of those games.
But look, the logo is in the French flag colors.
It is.
Ah.
It's also doing quite well at a pretty high price point for a game that looks very much like the standard war game with the 700 chits and,
Yeah.
Look at
man-
that, though. That makes it all clear, though.
well,
Yeah, I can't comment
that's,
on
I mean,
these.
isn't that what war gamers are like literally used to? I mean, that's what they
100%.
want. You have to put a lot of information
700
on a small,
counters.
you know.
2 battle maps. 80 tarot size solo assistant action and command cards. Woo!
Have they ever done a war game where the units are cubes, and instead of you like moving a counter around the board, you can topple the cube over, and as the unit then changes, the face that's facing up is different?
That's an interesting idea. A war game, I'm not sure. I've played.
That's a thing that
I've
they've
played
done.
a Euro game where
Yeah, where like you topple a cube or a pyramid over, and whatever face is facing up changes
There's
the
that one that
stats.
we played that's like Robo Rally. Those little cubes.
Oh, you mean Quad Heroes or?
Yeah, we
Heroes,
covered that
yeah.
on
Yeah.
one on Kickstarter not long ago.
Yeah,
It might have been Quad
There should
Heroes.
be a war game like that has the, like I don't know what it could represent, but it could be like the
Yeah.
different units or getting tired or whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You should design that.
All right.
I'm all over it, folks. Stay
Get on
tuned.
that.
It's coming to Kickstarter next week.
I've already jumped to Runar.
Runar.
Keep going.
Well, I was going to say, but that R is backwards. I don't know how to pronounce it backwards.
The
R.
same way as a NAR forwards.
Got it.
Yeah.
Great art on this one for sure.
Great video as well.
Also, yeah, this looked so good that I clicked right. What I did exactly what Tom's doing right now. And my issue is I'm gonna have to kind of defer
He's
to you
not
guys a
doing
little
it.
bit. Is that I have not played any other games by this. I know you guys have at least been somewhat familiar with the Black Rose Wars, right?
Black Rose,
Okay.
I haven't
Wars.
played that. The DEI, I haven't played either of those. This to me looks really good. Now, my only concern is that I don't know that I want all the extra stuff. It's like the base game looks like, okay, this looks like something that's not too much. It's not everything in the kitchen sink. But when you start adding in all these expansions and stuff, I'm like, maybe this is bloat, you know?
There's no way that helmet has any use.
It's blasphemous.
It looks like a weapon.
It depends
I'd take
on
it.
what you're
He's
using.
gonna
it
every
for.
time he walks through a door.
If this
Unless
this looks
he
like
walks through like a
Fantasy
rhino.
World Rhino.
Right.
What I say, walk through like a rhino.
You bend at the waist and go
Right.
running into the battlefield.
That's what I'm saying.
That's what
Yeah,
it
and then
is.
Spider-Man comes out flipping.
Right.
So to go back on that, has DEI fulfilled yet? Because I know there was a lot of controversy behind
Oh.
it coming out and
I
not
thought we
coming
had a
out.
copy of it here at one
We
point.
got a copy?
No,
I
we
saw.
didn't.
I saw.
Some at Essen.
I saw
There were
one
at Essen
copy.
everywhere.
Got
You
it.
did. I saw one copy at Essen, and that's it.
They had them at
That guy's
Essen.
literally
DEI?
carrying
They
a
were selling them.
stone.
Right.
I don't know.
Yeah. Well, that stone is his backpack. Inside of it, you know what he keeps? More stone.
And she jumped out of
Yeah. Well,
that game, that video game. What's it called?
How about those boots?
They
though?
made a-
Forbidden West or
they-
Forbidden
Yeah.
whatever it's called.
They made a point of saying that this is like they're trying to go for an aesthetic that's like Vikings and comic books, and I think they kind of nailed it. I think the aesthetic of this.
The
is
look
terrific.
is great.
Terrific.
It kind of looks like Small World aesthetic a little bit.
It also looks a little
little
bit
more
like the
grim.
Endless Winter
Yeah,
characters.
It is a
really. It's a
little-
cool look. The thing I
Yeah.
did not. I'm surprised you were that excited about the game itself.
I'm hopeful.
Because I wasn't getting a lot of gameplay here. They were really putting the first foot forward was miniatures.
Yeah. Let me tell you, I'm very. I'm like, am I backing it? I am not backing it.
Yeah.
But I'm hopeful because I love the look of it so much. I do like this theme. I know it's hovering around getting overdone, but I don't know. I'm very hopeful that it turns out to be something good because I want it to be.
Is this guy the
Did you
guy
get a-
strapped to his front?
I find it best
It's a
to not
meat- it's
ask
a-
It's
too
a
many
meat shield.
It's a
questions.
meat
It's a
shield.
meat
That's
shield.
correct.
It's fine.
What kind of game did you get a feeling this was? It seemed
got a feel-
abstract with a lot of like the movement seemed very abstract.
Right, I got like a tactical type of
with a lot of card play and
Right.
sort of tactical stuff wrapped
was
around that.
That was the vibe I got. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm hopeful as well, but I really feel like I didn't learn enough. I didn't quite get enough.
Yeah, I mean,
They kept hammering the
doing?
miniatures. The video was actually, it's not a good video. I was joking.
right.
It's like there's two voices on the video. I don't know if you guys watched it.
I didn't get a
And
chance.
one of them
I
is
didn't
like,
have a chance.
"Oh yeah, you guys just doing this the whole time. He comes around and kicks him." And they were bleeping things in it, and it was kind of a hate. It was a really dumb kind of
got it.
video.
Yeah,
And I'm
yeah.
like, you guys are wasting a lot of time when you could be telling me about what the game is like.
Yeah. I think they do have do they have the rule book there? That's always a good sign for me when they do, but I haven't read it if they do.
It's doing pretty good though.
Yeah,
That's-
I don't know.
Does it look interesting to you?
I'm not in love with the artwork as much as y'all are. I'm pretty ambivalent on it.
What about that guy's hat?
I like the hat. Yeah, no, I'd wear one of those. But yeah, no, the people just look a little. It's a little
will find
too
that now.
comic booky. I think for me, I didn't love the artwork. The sculpts look great.
Yeah.
They're a little chibi-esque.
They are, but I think
Little.
I prefer the way they look in that outside the artwork rather than the
Okay.
artwork.
Tom,
So,
I
but
mean-
again, I'm with you like in the gameplay.
I can't figure out the game, and Ludus
Yeah.
Magnus, I like Black Rose Wars. It was a little too much, honestly,
Yeah.
for what's in it. I like the game, and
That's what
who
I'm
was
worried
I telling
about
that they were
here.
like it was who was I telling about Adrenaline? I think it was Chris and you were like Adrenaline.
I like adrenaline. Yeah.
And Black Rose Wars is very similar in many ways.
Oh, okay. Interesting.
But I also hated their dungeon game that I played. So I don't know. They're definitely. I always worry when you put miniatures first.
Right, I agree. That's why.
Although Simon puts miniatures first, and their games are also good.
No, when?
You're right. I take that back.
Yeah.
All right. I think the art's amazing. All
yeah,
right.
I do too.
I actually made.
Right.
I talked to everyone here recently, and we're no longer going to cover collectible card games that look like they're money laundering scams or
Right.
whatever they are. They look ridiculous. I'm not covering them. This one, on the other hand, has 5,000 backers.
Sure, this looks
Yeah.
legit.
This is a legitimate one, or at least it looks. I'm still not interested in it.
No.
But
It's hard with the writing on top of the picture as well. I found some of the cards really difficult to read.
I will say
what-
this looks to me though like something that has like a full world already. Kind of like it feels like they're coming to you with something complete. It reminds me a whole lot of the Skylanders.
It's pronounced Pokemon.
Same thing. You know
you're
what I mean?
right. It does look
Doesn't
like
it-
Skylanders.
Doesn't it have a Skylanders vibe to it a little bit? So I think it's a very nice looking product. I have completely no interest. I don't like the model. I don't particularly love this type of card game.
Do you like the plushies?
Plushies are legit.
I like
What do
this
I get for
fish one.
$10,000?
For
You
$10,000. Only 10 of these are available. And let me see before we get too excited if they might all be gone. No, there's still 8 left.
Okay, Z.
People are suckers not buying this.
Buy all 8.
10,000.
5.
Oh.
Can you imagine spending $10,000 on a Kickstarter?
Not on a Kickstarter, on this Kickstarter. Okay.
120 booster. This is definitely a store or a store chain.
Right. You can create a card there. So what would you, if you're going to create a card, what could you make like a sentient fork or something like that and see how that fits into the world?
Why
you go.
is sentient fork the first thing you thought of?
I'm not good under pressure, Tom.
No one even asked you.
Well, yeah, this is fair.
You put the pressure
Come
on
up with something
yourself.
funny, Mike.
I'm out.
Earth.
I think this looks
The
very
final
nice.
frontier.
I think the art looks great. I think it's a very, again, it looks like a fully formed
It's going for the Digimon
project.
crowd, though,
Yeah.
for sure.
Digimon is really more it than Pokemon.
More than Pokemon,
Yeah.
right. I agree.
I don't. Whatever.
I have
another
zero interest,
CCG.
but it looks nice.
It's yeah. Another is how I feel about it.
It looks
but-
less crappy than a lot of the ones we've seen in the past, I guess.
Thank you for that
There's that.
glowing praise, Z Garcia.
I'm praising this game.
All right. The Gothies.
It looks better than this.
A tower defense deck builder game.
I did like the art. You didn't like the art of this one? I thought this one was cute.
Isn't this
No,
based
it
on,
looks
isn't the
terrible.
art and the world somewhat pre-existing? I get the impression this is based off of something that's already out there.
I wasn't sure if I was missing it. I
says
figured it was a
license.
video game or something. So
It's also
Well, let's find out.
remarkably dark. Like, it's like, how can you see anything that's
right,
going
there
on?
is that. As far as the artwork, I liked the
Gothies.
artwork, but I felt graphically the cards
Yeah.
were hard to decipher.
Can't see anything. I know it's terrible.
Yeah.
Gothies.com is the website here.
Yeah, you should click on that.
Yeah, what could go wrong?
Make
wanna-
sure your
do you wanna-
save
click to
search
hear
is
the
off.
Do you want to
Gothies
hear
poem?
the Gothies poem?
can't
Yeah,
tell you how
hit me
much
with
I
the
don't.
poem one time.
See, I really like the look of this though.
Yeah, but that's not what the other thing looked like.
This just looks, again, it's just very dark.
There's a Gothy game. There's a little
Hey,
Gothy.
look at him. He's so cute.
I feel like I pushed my luck enough here.
He's
Go ahead, Tom. Keep scrolling.
Super cute.
Wait, where are we at?
Whoa,
There we
whoa.
It looks like they took those pictures and colorized them.
Right, barely.
But then
You're
the-
right, though.
But the black on the
just so
brown
dark.
for it's really hard
The
to
guy who
read.
directed the Game of Thrones
Yeah,
That
right.
one episode.
episode. And you know what episode I'm talking
You're all-
about.
Everybody knows what episode it is.
Not everybody.
Everybody who's anybody
That's
knows
probably
what
true.
episve it is.
That's true. Thanks,
Imagine
Z.
being in a cave with
Just
no
All right,
Good
so
for my
a tower
self-esteem.
defense
Add
game
dragons.
is tricky. I'm not. This seems, for all this elaborate artwork, the gameplay itself seems simple.
Yeah.
Also, why are they not? Is again they're putting the art first? Where's the gameplay?
Well, look, Tom, I mean, it was like, if this is the one I'm thinking of, it was like basically take Dominion, add super dark art, and it was like start with 5 cards, and you
Yeah,
know,
like to have your deck has 3 of this and 7 of
Right,
this.
right.
Draw
Yeah.
5.
Right.
I'm like, oh boy.
yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Got it. Got it. Everybody knows now what your game is.
It seemed like the mechanisms were really innovative. It seemed it was more about the art and more about the theme if you have that connection to it or introducing you to it. Yeah. It's one I would definitely play. I mean, my biggest concern is the usability of the cards, but as far as like the theme and the art, yeah, it's one I was interested in.
What if they were glow in the dark cards? Would that improve the experience?
Are they also waterproof?
BG Shield, hello.
Another deck building game, Warsaken. Is this based on a?
I don't. For the impression I
No.
got, yeah. Didn't you read like the origin
Yeah.
story? What was it?
Yeah, so his dad was in the military
Yeah.
and didn't play video games. He played board games, so he wanted to design a game with a military background to kind of get his dad to be able to play with him, kind of mixed interest there. But then it didn't happen. Fast forward, his dad passed away and he was talking to his teenage son about it. And so then they kind of revived the idea and have now made this game. So it's pretty much just a love of board games as a way of connecting father to son, families with the military because that's what his dad
Sounds
had.
manipulative.
The game itself doesn't look
I
terrible.
don't like that. No, I'm
Vote
serious.
for him on American Idol.
Don't do the whole like, oh, I would made this for my dad, but I couldn't finish it before he died. No. I mean, and that could be 100% true. You keep that to yourself. Sell me on the game. Don't sell me
okay
on
to
the
tell
pity.
people
I don't know.
that.
I didn't
I
get the
don't love it.
If
manipulative
they're
feel
doing
from
both,
it, though.
I don't have an issue. Because they're definitely giving you a lot of info about the game.
I know.
Right.
I just find that kind of, again,
I get
a
you.
little like tugging at the heartstrings a little bit. I find it icky.
Did you read it? Because I didn't get that. I know what you're saying because I hate that. That's why I hate all those reality
You
things
hate
where it's like,
sympathy and
get away from my Fidget.
Who's near it? Oh, Z. Okay.
He
was gonna
tried.
grab
Give me-
it.
Wait, where'd that knife go? I'll switch you. I'll trade you. I'm gonna upgrade.
No.
No.
knife is-
They've already tried this one time
They
and it
did.
failed. It
They
got
did.
canceled, rather.
Right.
Yeah.
And then they changed the name and did it again.
I don't
Yeah.
love the cards at all, and I'm not really interested in the game. The one thing that did look a little intriguing was that little counter thing. At least that looked
was
a
cool.
little different,
Yeah.
right? I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, well, at least they're like right there. That's
there.
at least different, right? It's
I like that.
That way it's
yeah, it
moving
makes you stop and go,
around.
okay, I don't think I've seen a lot of that around, so that's good.
But the cards definitely look like they're a late 90s CCG.
Yeah.
And the video game looks like an early 2000s graphics. This looks like a video game. You said
Well, this looks exactly like that. It looks like one from Steamforged. It looks like a video game-based card game,
Yeah.
but the video game doesn't exist. Because it definitely gives me that
Yeah.
modern warfare kind of
Right.
look. I mean,
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
all over that. I don't like this theme necessarily, and the game didn't captivate me. But I disagree with you that the cards look old. I think this looks very modern, to a fault.
you think these cards look modern?
Yeah, I think that frame and that design looks very
Yeah,
modern.
maybe the
Again,
frame-
to a fault.
A lot of text on them, though.
Yeah.
All right. Moving on to handmade Chinese Zodiac pure gemstone dice.
These look cool.
These look really nice.
Yeah, they're nice and chunky and made from
I
gem.
hate these.
Really?
I'm like so
Gemstone.
opposing.
I don't know,
like,
the-
opposite of y'all this week.
The stone that they used. I don't know. I think again, this is
goat.
something I would absolutely not back. I have no interest in it.
I
as
would
a
never
product.
buy wasteful dice.
But no, I just think it looks neat. I like that red and gold motif. You know, if you're interested in the Chinese zodiac, I think that could be. You know, if you're in that Venn diagram, I think that's kind of cool. Also, I am the year of the pig, so
Me too.
Oh.
shout out to the pigs.
Me too.
Holla
Go
at me.
Dragons.
My pig brother.
I have no idea. How do you find that out?
Up at the top, we'll find out for you
tell you
right
when
now.
you
If
were born.
you're comfortable saying what
Yeah,
year
you
were
might not
born.
want to say
Well, you don't have
what
to say what year you're born. You just
so-
look in it.
Yeah, just
Oh,
look
well,
on
I
this.
Yeah, don't
you
say.
can make
Don't-
that like
Went through the
Don't
process.
say.
15 times bigger.
There you go. Through the process of elimination, everyone's going to know how old you are once you figure out.
That's
Yeah,
right.
don't
Yeah.
say.
See,
Hold
on, hold on,
76.
hold on, hold
I'm
on.
dragon.
Wait.
What'd you say? You were pig?
I'm
I'm
pig.
scroll up. I can't see what I am.
Oh, everybody knows now.
Everyone
we know.
knows ox.
All right. Well, it's not like you're stubborn.
So 1901.
Yeah,
Got it.
1960.
All right.
Yep, mhm.
I think those dice don't look that great, actually.
I don't. I also see no purpose for them.
Graticube.
You need
What
to be,
is
you need
this?
to be grateful.
A little
Somebody
thing with a
ex-
I
big
finally know. I
Explain this.
dug deep enough to figure it out.
I watched videos.
It's gamifying.
It's a game. It's a party game.
Yeah, it's gamifying.
It's a bad party game.
Right. It's gamifying, like being gratitude and being present, and it's very Deepak Chopra, I guess, is someone involved in this.
So it's the
Tupac who?
ungame.
Deepak Chopra.
Kinda,
They had
right.
his quote twice. Again, right
Yeah.
here, right above
Right.
this is his quote. A quote from him.
Right.
Gratitude opens the door to da da da, and then below this is that quote again.
Yeah. There you go.
No, maybe it was
Maybe
maybe it was
lower.
above the other one. There was that one again. This one's here, and it was in there twice, right
There you
there.
go, yeah.
So that same quote was in there twice.
He
I'm like,
doesn't have
oh
enough
boy.
quotes to go around.
I guess.
Wow, those quotes sound
But-
super generic.
Like, do you roll the dice and then ask a question, and you're playing as a character? Do you answer the question based on the dice? Like, I don't understand the connection of the dice, the character, and the card
I
question.
think you're putting way too much thought into
Yeah,
this.
I
to
don't
be
think
honest with
the
you, but-
dice. I don't think I understood what the dice did. You grabbed a card, which you'll see under here, and then you read you pose a question. It's a party game,
It is, yeah.
and the
then,
question is like, if there's a cookie, the last cookie at the party, do you eat that cookie?
Right.
Yes.
And then we are supposed to discuss that and be like,
Right.
Tom, you're a good person. Thank you for sharing.
Also, like,
And the bottom part of the card is supposed
You know
to
you're
be
supposed to call me a
like,
greedy
I guess,
pig.
how you interact with the people or
But-
what
Like an eye
their
of the
role
pigs.
should be.
why is it okay to ask personal questions if you label it a party game? That's the thing. Like, I don't understand this
Because
like thing.
it's
Like,
funny.
That's a fair question.
no, don't ask me. I'm not
Let's
going to tell you.
discuss that.
Oh, we
Roll the
connected.
dice.
Fun fact: I was
Roll the
lying
future
the entire
and
time.
space and time dice.
I don't like
I'm
it.
gonna roll Grimace.
Who's that?
What's your PIN number?
Right? Like, that's what it feels like. No. Play a party game with me. You're not getting.
I'm
the
very
truth.
grateful.
No,
I'd
I-
be very
God.
grateful if you transferred
will be.
everything in your checking account
Yeah.
into my checking
Oh,
account.
I will
Give me
be
that
lying
Graticube.
during this
Think of a
game.
project you enjoy. Whose voice do you hear while doing it? Whatever I'm listening to at that
What?
point in
No,
time.
think of
And
a
then the
project you
listener,
enjoy.
yeah.
Close your eyes and think of a project you enjoy.
Out there.
Wait,
Whose voice do you hear?
Yours, you're talking to me.
Listen.
Sorry.
what?
Whose voice are you hearing right now?
Goofy.
Be grateful.
I would back that project. All right.
It just seemed really like they had the hardest time describing what they were selling.
Yes, they did.
Right.
They did.
They're like, guys,
Yeah.
come on. This is
I don't get
nothing.
it.
This is mush.
I don't get it.
Henchmania, Sabires is. I don't see Sabires on the cover. I'm a little confused by
I
that.
was too, and I at first so much so that I thought that it was a misprint of Spires. But no, if you scroll down, they repeat it over and over again. So this is clearly a game that's already been out. I don't like this art style even a little bit.
No.
They're ugly chibi. That's what it's
It's
called.
I like it.
I
like
figured
it
you
too.
might.
I like it. It
thought
makes me
you
think
might.
of,
You like it?
I do. It makes me think of the Garbage Pail Kids kind
Yeah,
of.
it's a
to
Mad
me-
Magazine.
It kind of looks like Mad Magazine, but just a little too much on that end. This looks like every Bruno Fedudi game that came out in the 2010s, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it's probably a fine game. Actually, it didn't look like a bad game. I don't love I do like the little meeples.
Those are pretty cute.
I don't know. I'm certain elements of this we probably shouldn't linger on too long art wise, but
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
it's just a little. Yeah, it's not bad. It's not bad.
I'm pretty sure I could not play this game because of the artwork. It makes me that uncomfortable.
It's
Really? You
I
don't like
do
it at
that
all?
much. I do not know that I could play this game without feeling dirty. I don't know. It just makes me
What about
feel
that kitty
really.
cat
Yeah.
that was very forward. It was like, oh, okay.
What was? I don't understand.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't dislike it. I thought it was a bold choice. I get that it's not for everyone.
Bold choice.
But yeah, I don't know. It seems like an all right game.
Aye.
Again, I had a hard time pinning down the game. You put out workers.
Right.
You grab cards from every time you send out a little dude, you get a card from that deck.
From that area.
And then you can play cards.
It seemed very.
And that's kind of all they gave you. You know,
Yeah,
it's like
yeah.
you can play a card that sticks around, or you can play one that you do an action and it goes away.
Yeah.
Yeah, but show me some stuff, man.
Yeah. But it's a pre-existing game. I think they're going for people that already have some familiarity with it, I guess.
I would be concerned. It seemed like take that. You want this? Take that, or that? Take that. It sounded like a lot of just whoever gets in other people's way the least wins, kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Or it gets in their way the most wins, and that's not a mechanism for me.
Yeah.
Or an art style for me.
I'm right on the edge.
Nah.
Gatefall, Standard Edition and Deluxe Edition reprint.
Can I just say something? When I first started working for the Dice Tower, we were at the other studio. This game came in.
You did.
I was so knocked out by the look. I love the art. The miniatures are gigantic.
Oh, really?
They're like
They are
G.I. Joe
huge.
size.
And then Tom told me what he paid for it. And I literally could not believe it. I felt
was
like
really
there
low. It was
something-
like $40
It's
or something.
still really low. Like, this is one of the best values for money as far as product, what you get, that I've probably ever seen in a Kickstarter before.
Okay.
And it looks like it's in more of the same. Like, it's like still inexpensive. The game was pretty okay.
Yeah, that's a pretty strong one. I liked
Again,
it,
high praise.
but it's
Yeah.
very light. So
It is light, yeah.
You basically start with these cards, you shuffle them and draw, and as the game goes by, you can buy bigger numbers to stick in your deck so you
Like
get more
a
actions.
2?
Yeah, and you can upgrade your
Yeah.
stuff too.
How about a 3? Can you get a 3?
And then you just run around on this board,
he's
roll.
ignoring me.
I am rolling. I ignore stupidity. Run. You just.
Yeah, you roll dice, and the difference between
Water in it, though. You're probably okay.
Sorry, Mike.
That's not right. The difference between the two is what you get, and then the coins let you buy more stuff. I
And
remember.
then each person had their own stats, but
Yeah.
it's not complex. Like
At
when I
all.
got this, they're like there's light and complex. Like complex.
Yeah.
It was fun. I enjoyed
Yeah.
it. This is one of my remembrances of the year 2020. Actually.
Yeah.
This is
Oh,
one
it's
that,
pretty recent.
yeah,
then.
this is the type of deck construction that I like. Like as you go, you can
love the
grow.
look of
Right, yes, I love the art, but you can grow your deck as well as you can keep it as lean as you want. And I really, in these games, I like a very lean deck. I like to have, pretty well know what's going to come every 2 or 3 hands to be shuffling. And so I really like that it gives that option. Seems like a lot of flexibility, I will
Yeah.
say, in the deck construction. And I like that.
$60. I'm telling you.
And you said they're good big
these
miniatures.
are
I've not seen it.
big, good, and look, I'm not a minis expert by any means, but for me, they were very impressive, almost toy-like, right? I mean,
Really?
they're that
Yeah,
big.
they're pretty big.
Wow, that's cool.
So I had forgotten completely about this until I saw. I'm like, oh wow, cool, and this looks amazing.
Oh yeah!
And it's kind of one of those anachronistic type games where you can play the monsters versus the post-apocalyptic people, or versus.
I really like the look of this. This
do
looks
too.
fantastic. The
Yeah.
artwork, the look, the whole thing is.
Yeah.
just
These
great.
are great.
The individuality
Look how
of-
cool that looks.
I know.
Right.
I'm pretty stoked actually.
And again, like the individuality of each expansion really holds its own. They're very distinct at the
Yeah.
same time.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah. And this is, I believe, now I could be way off here, but I thought I read somewhere where the reason why they're able to do this at the cost that it is that they also do one of those kind of mass markety card games that is like a cash cow. So
They
this
do Super Fight.
Super Fight, right? So
Super
that's
Fight.
probably where they make their money, and this they can do for a very low profit margin.
More their passion.
Yeah,
Hey, we
that's the
believe in
guess.
this. We're like,
And I could be
interesting.
wrong, but I thought I had read something about that before. So
Interesting.
yeah.
Yeah, I'd play this.
The Book of Carcassonne is long and boring.
Chapter 1, tiles. Chapter 2,
Wait, let's go back to the
Tiles.
Amazon reviews.
I don't.
Not from their friends.
You know, the farmers would be the whole second half of the book. It'd be
Right.
like chapter 1, tiles, this,
epilogue.
robbers, and then
Yeah.
chapter 2, farmers, and then
Yeah,
the rest
that's
of the
the
book.
rest of it. Yeah.
I'm really a little confused about this. I love Carcassonne. If this was the history of Carcassonne, I'm kind of on. There's a lot of Carcassonne to talk about.
It's strategy, tips, and tactics. Also, my question is this just base Carcassonne, or do they go over every expansion? That's a lot.
there better be at least 4 chapters about the catapult in there. Because
That's what I'm saying.
strategy
I want
goes.
some tactics about the catapult.
That's correct. Amazon reviews.
Yeah, I know.
From Not the Designer. 5 stars.
I like this one. That it just power to the meeple. I'm like, okay, I've already discounted your entire thing you wrote.
Well worth it.
Yeah, look, I guess if you loved Carcassonne, but I guess I don't understand the crowdfunding. If it's already available on
Amazon.
what's the... and again, I have not looked into
it-
this enough. There might be more.
That is true. Is it just trying to bring attention to it in the
Maybe.
board game
or
community?
a reprint.
Now
maybe.
all this
Like-
is for the digital version.
Oh, is that what it is?
Oh,
So they've created 5 things. What else is there?
Oh, that's a good question.
I did not check this out. I'm curious.
Oh, and by the way, though, digital, you
there.
don't need a Kickstarter to make a digital
No.
book.
No, you do. You do.
You could just, if you already have the printed book.
Okay,
Oh, wait,
so-
I read Ticket to Carcassonne. I reviewed that one.
Oh, interesting. Ticket to Carcassonne, 1 hour RPG.
Okay, what else?
there should have been 5, right?
Romans Ruled! And Tabletop
Tabletop.
Tales.
Okay.
Huh. Interesting.
All right.
Oh,
Well,
huh.
not
This
not
guy's a great
interesting to
name.
me.
I don't know
but
why I like S.K. Denning. That just sounds like a cool name.
S.K. Denning.
Shake That City. We're doing this next week in the Winter Spectacular, actually.
So I have a question because I think just looking at it real briefly, my biggest concern is that the Shake the City gimmicky part, it working.
It works.
It does work
I
because you
messed
said you
with it.
played with it.
I messed with it, and I kept messing with it because that was really cool. You
Yeah.
put the cubes in, you shake it up, and then you press the button and move it and lift, and they're all in a nice little grid.
grid.
Did you build it?
I did not build it.
So it comes built, and you
I
don't
don't
know
know.
how it worked. What? Did it have to be built?
No. I saw it
After
at
it
Gen
came.
Con.
It
I
was
saw it
at a
at Gen Con.
convention. Yeah.
Oh, God.
We haven't even
okay.
we haven't even cracked the shrink on ours yet.
Oh,
We
Dibs.
probably should.
dibs.
Yeah, this has been getting already a fair amount of buzz. So much so that I didn't realize it was going to crowdfunding.
I mean, neither,
I
actually,
thought it was
'cause they
going
Yeah,
direct
it's
to
doing
retail.
retail.
They were showing it off at PAX.
Yeah.
This was like one of the big things at their booth they were showing
Has
off.
it,
That's cool.
what? Does AEG do a lot of crowdfunding stuff?
They do, yeah. Well, I mean, Thunderstone.
Oh, that's true. Thunder.
They do that. They did Thunderstone. They've done several of their big games. A lot of the big John DeClaire games.
That's true. Like Dead Reckoning, it was a crowdfunding. of
and
course.
they've
that's
also
true.
That's
partnered
right.
with Flatline Games and some of their stuff.
Flat out.
Flat out.
Flat out games. Yeah, you're right. Okay.
Flat out.
Flatline.
Shut up.
Flatline is a very different game company. Remember that?
Yeah.
Oh, James,
Yeah,
that made me
no.
laugh.
They had that good Robin Hood game though.
I will say that the price Seems legit. What, $29, I think. You get like a free little expansion that gives you a second one of those shakers. Yeah.
29 seems to be that price that, again, flat out. And I guess some of these are able to hit that 29. That's pretty impressive.
Pretty good,
like
right?
Verdant was 29 on Kickstarter.
Nuts. Because that's a decent, you know, the product quality is good.
I like that price point. That's an impressive price
It
point.
is. I mean, you're going to pay shipping, of course.
Right.
Yeah, but that's it's respectable.
And I will
this
say,
looks neat.
Yeah, as far as mechanisms go, this has one of my favorite ones, which is, you know, if you're the lead player, you choose something, then everyone else chooses something else. So you're constantly involved, you know, and that's one of my favorite mechanisms as a way to be involved even on not your turn.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think mechanically this also looks cool.
Is this the same designer as Tiny Towns? Because it definitely is giving that vibe of Tiny
kind of
Towns.
is.
I don't know. It says it was designed by Mads Flo.
I've heard that name. I mean, I've heard
It
of
says he
him.
designed Kapai and Vaccine. If he had done
Okay.
Tiny Towns, they would have put
They
that.
would have
in.
put that.
Yeah.
would've
Okay,
been
but
the
doesn't
His
it
name
have a
is
similar
Mads
vibe?
Flo, bro.
He's got Mads Flow.
Moving on.
Time to shake that city.
Geomantia, terrestrial astrology divinatory system.
Yeah, we're done. Okay.
Yeah, I don't
Brass
get this.
cubes. Brass dice.
Kneel before your brass cubes.
I hated everything about this.
I feel like it went into
It's so
depth.
pretentious.
Right, it went into like a lot of depth to help you understand what you were getting and why you needed it, and I still don't have an answer to either of those two questions.
I'll tell you one thing
Well,
I
what
do
it
understand
is.
is how expensive
Exactly.
it is.
Yeah.
The answer, very. Yeah, if you get a whole set, it's like
$20.
You get a
200 and
poster
some
for
odd bucks.
20.
What?
I hated this. I'm like, what?
Just to get a reading?
Yeah.
This is terrible.
Oh wow.
Why'd I put this
It's
in?
not really a game. I
Yeah,
mean,
why
it's,
did
it's
you?
Maybe
What is it?
adjacent. It's for people
didn't
that
have a
do
lot of stuff,
astrology and
Camilla.
stuff.
Yeah,
It's like
that's
a
true.
divination
That's
type
fair.
of thing.
Got it. Is it dice though?
They look like dice.
Okay. Can I roll them like
it's-
dice?
You could.
Oh, you do?
sure.
It's not, so it doesn't stay on that stick it comes on? It looked like
don't-
dice on a stick.
You're
Like a
Dice
kebab.
kebab.
A dice kebab.
You're
That's
making
coming to
like a-
Kickstarter too.
I
Dice
do not,
kebab.
I do not know, actually. I don't know.
Oh,
All right, let's jump to something more
that's
interesting.
Tiffany.
Empire's End. So we just
Speaking
were
of John
talking about
DeClaire.
John DeClaire,
Yeah,
yes.
Here we
And
go.
Quanche Moria, who I met again at PAX. Very nice guy.
Yeah, Brotherwise doing this one, right?
Yes,
Yeah.
and I asked John DeClaire, like, why is AG not
Yeah.
doing this? I thought you were like,
Exclusive.
With
I was
AG,
working
yeah,
for
I thought
the
so.
designer.
actually, I don't know if I asked him. I think I might have asked him, but they said, Brotherwise, I talked to them at Gen Con. They are very excited about this game, and they got me excited about it because I like John DeClaire's not over the top stuff,
Right.
and this is one of those not over the top ones.
This is one that the more I looked at it, the more interested I became.
Yeah.
I agree. I think this looks really clean. I could understand what I was looking at. I understood the steps as they described them. During this step, disaster. You want to pay, you avoid it. You don't, something gets flipped over and you lose it. Step 2, activate some stuff. It gave me a little bit of a feeling of space base with the way the things were lined up. Obviously, without the activating something on a roll. It looks clean.
Yeah.
Procedural in a good way.
Yeah.
Something I could digest. Something I could sort of grasp and understand and follow along the journey they're taking me on the page here. And that's ultimately what you want. You want somebody who is, as they're scrolling, their understanding and again, their want of this is growing. So again, it always blows my mind with like miniatures for the first half. I'm like, they look great. I want to buy a game though. If it comes with miniatures, that's wonderful. But what's the game? And they mess that up so often. This one's a really well put together page.
Yeah, and I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh, no, either way, I think coming off Dead Reckoning with John DeClaire, which I liked, Dead Reckoning, but I think I really prefer like the simplicity of some of his older designs, like Ecos, is one of my favorites, and so I think that's what caught me about this one. I was like, ooh, John DeClaire, ooh, but also, and again, I like Dead Reckoning, not putting that down, but I am kind of excited to see a cleaner, a more simplified design, more streamlined design from him. Again, maybe kind of going almost backwards, I think, is
His streamlined
a little
stuff
bit.
is amazing.
Right, and that's what I'm really
Space
excited
Base.
about.
Small game that's called Ready, Set, Bet. That's good.
That's his?
Wait, that's his?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I take back every compliment I've given him. John DeClaire is terrible. Just kidding.
Z talking about it did remind me how much I like in games where you've got very distinct phases that are easy to explain. So first you do this, you do this, you do this, you do this, you do that 8 times, that's the game. Like smartphone, that's when it's like, once you understand what those stages are, and they're all so distinct, Yeah, I'm hoping it's good. It looks
and
good.
And the art in this, I think, is fantastic.
Oh, yeah,
It doesn't really look like Kwanchai
It
Moria.
does not. It's a very different
It's a
look.
very different style.
Yeah, I like it. I like it. It's also pretty reasonable, right? Deluxe is $55.
Yeah, which is why you look at the number here and you think,
Right.
oh, it's not doing that well. But that's because there's
Almost
almost 2,000
backers.
backers.
Entry, yeah.
Also, this game will hit
Retail.
Hit retail,
for
so.
sure.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah,
But otherwise,
that's
it's
a
good
point.
about that.
Yeah.
All right, Ducks in Tow, the Bugs and Slugs expansion, and a reprint of Ducks in Tow. This is done by one of the nicest people in gaming.
You liked this game, right? You and your kids?
I did. It's the very definition. You know, sometimes you say a game is pleasant. That's this one.
Yeah.
You're just walking around. You have this little plastic piece that you're putting these ducks on. Let me see if they show it down here. There's the ducks, which are really cute. Yeah, see, you have the person, you have spots. And so you're dropping food to get ducks to like get on your thing, and then you just walk around with all the little ducks following you and drop them off.
That's very cute.
It's very light. You know, it's a gateway-esque game. Once you collect the ducks, you like fill them in on these spots here, on these boards, and then you try to score points.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I got it. Cute. Angry Goose.
Yeah, that was the
Angry
expansion I had last time.
Goose.
And then the new expansion is up here, the Bugs and
Bugs
Slugs.
and slugs.
I don't know exactly what this adds, but it has some Bug and Slug
Tokens.
tokens.
You're saying you go through and you collect them in order to open up more scoring opportunities and stuff like that. So it looks like you're saying it's very gateway. It seems like this is just opening that up just a little bit more.
Super chat.
So thank you, Ninja Red.
Ninja Red.
Oh, is that all? Thought you were gonna keep going there, Mike.
No, I was
wait
going to
for it,
start
you know?
singing
Yeah.
the Ninja Red song, but I don't want to get hit for copyright.
Oh,
Right.
Thank you for saving me
give
that
us like
money.
one line at a time,
Copyright.
30 seconds.
Alrighty, so now this is sort of gaming. Standard Poker Co., the smartest home poker set. Now, again, I think I would be more, well, this one's already done.
Yeah, it looks like it's
I'd be more involved with this if it didn't look exactly like every other poker set out there.
This was also so ham-fisted.
It is.
I don't
They're
know if
not-
you guys watched the video.
I don't think
or-
they're selling the poker set as much as they're selling the integration of the technology.
Well, I know,
Yeah.
I get that. How much was it? It was really expensive.
I bet.
$239. They're
Yeah,
RFID
that's-
enabled
That's
chips.
That's for the
Early
super
bird.
early bird.
I mean, there's a every poker chip has an RFID chip in it. The cards are like, oh, plastic. That's not that big a deal, but whatever. And then the whole thing has an app that we will have forever. Never any ads. We'll definitely support this for a long time. Wink!
Yeah.
This was stupid. I mean, they're also, the complexity of the app and the system means the people getting into this already really know poker
Right.
very well. This is by no means a learn to play poker set. Guess what they don't need, those people? You to track crap for them. They know how to play poker, you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
this seemed kind of dumb.
Yeah, I'm
It seemed like, okay, so yes, you can do the technology for this. You can pull that off. Great. Maybe you should find a market that maybe wants that. People who just play poker, they know what they're doing. It reminds you, who if you're the small blind or the big blind, they know how
if
to
they're
do that.
yeah,
Yeah.
right. If money's on the table, trust me, they know when the big blind is.
It
yeah.
seemed dumb, yeah. It seemed kind of aimless. And now, and again, I hated the whole marketing strategy of like, everything you have now sucks. This is what you need. Get in line, you moron. That over the top
Right.
pitch, I hate that.
Yeah.
All right, well, that's it for the game stuff. We're going to get to some non-game stuff. But first, this message brought to you by Mark.
Street?
Hey folks, welcome back to another Dice Tower preview recap. I'm Mark, and today we're going to be trying to solve a crime. We're also going to become Vikings, and we're going to be building the very best dungeon. All right, let's get to it. And first up, we have Runar. Now, this is a Vikings skirmish game, but it is campaign-based. Lots of different missions, lots of different ways to do things, and it is just an incredibly beautiful game. I love the campaign style, and I can't wait to play the full campaign. I only got a small taste of it. Now, there's several different ways this game plays because you're not using dice, instead using resources to manage your actions. So it's definitely one to give a closer look to. Next up, we have Tiny Epic Crimes. I really like in this game how the city changes every time you play and how you scour the city looking for clues. and you'll reveal those clues using that red cellophane on the back of cards to reveal certain types of clues. You put them in envelopes to reveal different information as you move through the course of the game. And there's even a cooperative version. So there's a lot of dynamic play in this one. Definitely give it a look. And lastly, we have Dungeon & Co. Now, you are trying to build the best dungeon in order to appease the evil empress and hold on to your gems, but also be the primary dungeon in the kingdom. And in doing so, you're gonna have to deal with the heroes as they come in and move through your dungeon. Really interesting twist on the dungeon crawl, but it is a very family weight game. Give it a look. All right, so for my pick of the week, I'm gonna go with Runar. Now, this is a big, expansive game. Again, I can't stress just how beautiful the game is. The miniatures are amazing, and I like the resource management in the game. Also, the campaign style and the sprawling campaign that you're gonna go through, all the 3D aspects to the game, the towers that you build, really some interesting gameplay here. Definitely go give this one a closer look. All right, folks, if any of these games look like they might be of interest to you, please check out our full previews. And if you want your game featured as a Dice Tower preview, please shoot me an email. All right, folks, until next time, we'll see you at the table.
All right, here we go.
Yeah,
now the good stuff.
That werewolf wasn't even looking like he was interested in Mark.
That werewolf was about to die.
Yeah,
He's been starved.
eat a cheeseburger.
If you have weird, unusual, interesting projects, send them to us at tom@dicetower.com. Let's take a look at what you sent me this week.
Everybody's like, uh-oh, Z is going to go off on Red Reveal. And you know what? You're right. Here I go. Red Reveal has been around since the late 1800s. It was first used in France.
All right, live bait. So if you want to use,
This is fantastic.
if you feel bad for your bait, and you want to put it down there for the fish to still eat.
Yeah,
Right.
Humanely, though.
Yeah.
Humanely. Right.
Humanely.
You're like, oh, thank you for not killing me before I get
Right.
eaten by the fish.
Yeah, so you don't care. I mean, it's supposed to be live bait, so you want it, so instead of hooking it,
Right.
you give it a little harness. You put it in a little basket.
Right.
Is it single-use harness, or do you have to retrieve the harness to use on the next live bait?
Well, I think when you get the fish and they show it, when you do
didn't watch
fish another one, no, the video is really stupid. It's basically a fish wrapped up in a little bag, swimming in an aquarium. Like, you know, not like they're not casting. Because if you cast with this, the fish is gonna go. The fish is gonna
so
go
dumb.
flying. It's
Right.
really stupid. Look at that. It's like a little bell. Look at this guy.
Oh my gosh, if you want to torture it.
It's basically if you want to take your fish for a walk.
Right. That's what it is.
That's really what it is.
Oh, this
So
is
yeah, anyway,
This
they
again
have
is amazing.
Also-
further down they have a fish that they caught, and he's removing this crap from within the fish. It's just ridiculous.
the
Again,
humane way to enhance.
I'm sorry.
I disagree.
You're going out, you're fishing,
Right.
and you're worried about your bait.
yeah.
Yes,
Right.
that is your concern.
Come on.
Also, I really want to be strapping my bait into a harness every time that I want to
You know what? This guy
Yeah,
doesn't
that's
like
not-
hooking
yeah.
it. That's what it is. A lot of people are squeamish about sticking the hook in the bait. I've seen that before.
Yes,
Yeah.
but you need to, when you catch the other fish,
Remove still.
remove the hook
Right, yeah.
from it.
Yeah.
Is there not a hook still on the line?
There's a hook above the fish, I
Yeah,
think.
yeah.
So
Yeah,
you're
that still
only
has the
being
bob.
humane again to the bait.
Yeah,
Okay.
well,
Right. That is
yeah.
still, again,
Well, the
being
bait,
eaten.
the bait can defend itself.
It does say there, Pips in Space here makes a good point that if you're doing catch and release, that'd be the one time, because then you're
Right.
not hooking the fish that you're
Right.
you're sacrificing one fish for the other released one.
If you're doing catch and release, then don't use live bait.
Then right, yeah, I was gonna say, then why do you use live bait? Isn't that
Yeah,
like?
dummy.
Also,
yeah.
yeah, just
Okay.
I don't know, just the idea of casting this fish harness. You know,
No, I mean, no,
love it.
no.
Yeah.
just attach it to a crane and lower it, right? You know?
You're right. Mark says this would make for a good gimmick Christmas gift.
Absolutely.
Oh,
Yeah,
gosh.
the white elephant gift, 100%. Yep.
All right. Do you want a jar that's
This is fantastic. There
This
are
is
two
so-
backers, but there's
Yeah.
$1.
$1, yeah.
They gave 50 cents each.
Ow!
I didn't even know you could go that
The
low.
process that they talked about to make one of these things
Uh-huh.
is like remarkable, right? You have to find the right size and shape of pomelo, and you've got to hand core it, and here's all the steps, and then you've got to lacquer it with this plant lacquer, and then it's got to sit for a few weeks.
I'm
Seems like a
sorry.
lot
I'm
of
not
work.
putting
Wow.
any food
No.
in a jar made out of rotted other food.
Yeah. Yeah.
Come on.
I love how they're like, oh, and you can, if you put liquid in there, it'll absorb the
Right.
taste. I'm like,
Right. Yeah.
And they're like, put coffee beans in here, and that's
Yeah.
going to taste like,
that's
you know,
it. Now it tastes
grapefruit.
like
Yeah.
nasty grapefruit
What if I
coffee?
don't want my coffee to taste like
like
grapefruit?
grapefruit.
How about that?
Well, too bad.
You put your
Right.
coffee in a harness.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, put your live bait in here.
Yeah, this is a good jar to keep your life baited.
Wow.
Oh, this is a set. So this is the second part. Mm-hmm. Then you need to get, I don't know, a tiny Bible just to read while you fish.
will.
Oh, jeez.
I was very confused by this. I kept
Right.
looking for the moment when the guy would pull out the magnifying glass, but it never came. Is there something I'm missing? Does he also have bionic eyes?
Okay,
don't
so
understand.
when I was a kid, my dad had the Bible on a slide like this.
Okay.
And he was like, oh, I can read it with a microscope. And I thought, that's really cool.
Yeah.
You know, when you first read it, you're like, wow, they fit it on it. And then the second question is, why?
Why?
Right, yeah.
Right,
My
right.
dad was like, well, my dad worked at AT&T at the time. He's like, I can read it while I'm at work. I'm like, but also, it's not like they banned Bibles there. It's not like it's a
Right.
secret thing.
Yeah, yeah.
That's weird.
I could see this actually would be a cool thing if it was like a country that banned Bibles. Then although this has been a thing in the past, right?
Yeah,
and
yeah.
you were sneaking them in. Okay, neat. But
Right,
I
yes.
can't read a book that's the size of my
Right.
hand.
I could see this being like a cool Christmas ornament, like on my tree. You know, it's like it's an actual Bible, cool. But
I think it's gotta
don't-
be it.
It's
It's a
gotta
novelty,
be
right?
Gotta
It really
be
should
it.
be a novelty.
Nobody's
It
reading
is.
this, right?
Yeah,
I mean,
I wouldn't think so.
I think it's a novelty thing
Yeah.
more than anything else.
it's so tiny. Yeah.
It is very tiny.
I do like when they do that whole like, oh, this shirt has the entire. I saw this. This shirt has the entire script for Pulp Fiction printed on
Oh,
it,
jeez.
or whatever.
jeez.
I'm like, okay, cool. Again, gimmick.
Don't wear that shirt.
But I'm not gonna read it. I'm not gonna be a stand still, fool. I lost my place. You know what I mean?
Right. What did Marcellus say?
Kids, don't read my shirt.
Yeah, that's right.
That is a tasty burger.
Just walk around like this, you know. Yeah.
Royale with
spot.
cheese.
All right. Head knocker. All right. So
It's stupid, but it's no more stupid than the 15 other of these exact type of things. This is like that was easy button that you can get at
Yes,
Staples,
that
right?
Yes,
It's
yes.
like that kind of a thing.
Yeah.
It is.
Very true.
It's fine for what it is. I mean, if you
Right.
know
You're
somebody,
backing this,
look
aren't
cooler.
you? You're backing this.
it should look better though. This
100%.
looks so
it just looks very
home
utilitarian.
frills.
It looks
Yeah.
like the first pass.
Again,
It
this
does.
is right. It's the same as the Bible to me. It's one of those white elephant gifts or what, you know,
Sorry,
kind
it's
of
not
like.
the same as the Bible. I don't know what
No,
you're talking
I'm
about.
saying
But
This is basically
right
the
in
Bible.
line.
This is like live bait.
like if it was Picard knocking his head.
Right. Yeah. It looks.
Yeah, it just
Eh.
seems like
By the way, I love
something-
this guy. Have you ever seen his YouTube videos? They're my
Oh, they're
favorite.
hilarious. I
good.
love
They're
that guy.
my favorite.
They're very funny.
Yeah, it just seems. Yeah,
At least you know what you're getting with this,
What?
right?
Okay, moving on.
I do want to build it though. That'd be fun.
Cornhole board lights. So let's say
Yes.
you're
Okay, let's talk about this.
You're out at night playing cornhole.
Right.
Yeah.
And
It
you
happens
need a
all the
light.
time. Yeah.
And as anyone who owns cornhole also has several of those electric lights in their garage. I know this for sure.
Yes.
Correct.
Correct. They
But-
sell them together often.
But you don't want to use those.
No.
Right.
You
Because
don't.
why? Because they don't attach to the cornhole.
Correct.
You need it on the cornhole.
Yeah. What if the cornhole moves? What if somehow the power goes out?
Again, there's
and-
no difference
or
between
near
this
the
and just pulling
cornhole?
out one of those big lights.
Bring out a table lamp. I mean, it's
No,
not
no,
like
no,
there's.
no, no,
I mean,
no,
this
Mike.
is not.
The table
doing-
lamp was not made for cornhole.
This is
It was
true.
made for reading tiny Bibles.
Also, a true cornhole enthusiast plays in the dark.
That's true.
We don't need no light.
Right.
That's
Yeah.
true.
This is
Yeah.
for the rookies
That's
among
right.
you.
That's.
It's been a long time since I played. I think the last time was at one of those islands on the cruise. They always
Was
have
there?
them.
Oh yeah, cornhole
Yeah.
is big in the Midwest. I played cornhole in Indiana quite a bit, but
Yeah, when I
it
was
was
a
always
kid,
for
we played it all the time.
tailgating. I mean, that's really where you would see.
That's the thing. I don't think I've seen cornhole since college.
Yeah,
Like,
right.
I
And let
think
me tell you,
that's-
it was no lights, right? You just
Right,
had
yeah.
to, you had to play in the dark like it was intended.
Also, how far away are these people playing here?
They're playing
I would
on-
have to hurl that over my overhand throw at
They're
that
on
one.
easy
No.
mode. Here's what you do: you get the fish harness and you attach a cornhole bag. It gets in the hole.
Humane
You bring it back.
cornhole.
That's right.
You made cornhole. Well, you got a new thing here. All right.
That's right.
solar panel.
Yes, that is a legit picture, by the way.
That is definitely not a
That
render.
is a real thing that exists in the world.
That's the final project prototype, by the way.
Yeah.
This is not an iteration. This is not the first draft. There's your final plans, folks. I can't
It's
believe
a
they
long
put it out
page
there.
with a lot of detail in it. At least each person here gave $1, though. If you go up to the top, it's 2 people, $2.
Yeah.
Okay,
makes a little bit
And
more
a lot
sense.
more sense than 2 people, $1.
Also, you've got to be about 1.5 feet tall to make this work. I don't understand what's happening here.
What is it powering?
The light for the cornhole. What do you mean?
It's powering that gigantic battery that is on your bike.
But what is that?
But does it?
I'm
it
guessing
self-powered
it's like
then?
it's a I'm guessing
No, you're
it's like
pedaling it. The pedals are right there.
I know, but maybe it's like one of those like mopeds where it's assisted.
You get it
know?
going,
You can
and
pedal
then it takes
and,
over.
or you can
yeah.
use an engine.
Okay, now, all joking aside, these tricycles, for some people, are very useful.
Sure.
My daughter rides a tricycle because she can't ride a bicycle.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's
We
Right,
bought her
yes,
one of
that's
these
not bad, yeah.
because
I'm not
she can ride it.
anti-tricycle. Let me put that
And
out
I'm
there.
not anti the like self-powering ones either. I mean,
Those
those
are
are
great.
Those
Are
are
you kidding? Those
fantastic.
are
It gets
sweet.
you going.
I am
you know,
anti-live
yeah.
bait. I want to be clear about that.
Yeah. I'm anti-humane fishing.
Although that's, by the way, it's a terrible seat on this bike.
not
It
a
looks
good
like a fish.
That's
It
it.
does.
Does it?
You're gonna die.
Oh,
All
interesting.
not looking
right, moving on. The keg caddy.
I don't understand this.
Well, okay, let's say you're going to your party.
Uh-huh.
I love
Drinking-
this. I love this shirt so much. This is my favorite part. Drinking responsibly everywhere. Okay, it's basically a keg. It takes a sixth of a keg. But you strap this bad boy on and you just can drink anywhere.
right.
You want to go fish
Responsibly.
humanely? You're drinking.
If
right.
You
show
want to
up-
go play cornhole in the dark? You're drinking.
But see, if you show up with one of these, I'm sorry, and you're like drinking responsibly, I was like, like, the guy who shows up with one of these has a problem.
No, I doubt it. No, I don't think so. The bag says BS. I don't think so.
Like the idea, take one of these into your favorite restaurant. Can I get you anything to drink? No, I'm good. I'm
good.
covered.
Yeah, you're like,
I'm set.
You're trying to take this as a carry-on on the airplane. Gotta break the Wade
So
Boggs record.
ridiculous.
All right.
I love the amount totals that some of these things
I
want
know.
too. It's like 10,000
Right.
for a fish bag, and 15,000 for a liquor backpack. It's just
Right, yeah.
ridiculous.
All right. And last, Z found this one.
Oh.
The beer rod holder. So don't you try to copy this.
Nice try. I got there first.
So let's say you're fishing, but you don't want to hold your beer.
Sure.
Yeah, I know. Who would want to do that, you know?
So is this better be on a swivel? Because otherwise,
It's
this,
on a
Oh, yeah.
swivel, yeah. That's
also
it.
that still ain't gonna work.
Every
folks.
No,
time
I
you
agree.
come
Every time
back.
you cast, you're wearing half that beer.
Yeah, you gotta have
You
your
know
mouth
what I
open.
mean? There's no way.
Here's the thing.
You got the keg.
I'm gonna say when you're
Go.
doing your live bait casting, now you're gonna have beer coated fish, and that's gonna be more
beer
enticing
battered, yeah.
to the walleye. Walleyes love a good ale.
Hey, you guys don't
Yeah.
realize this was my Christmas list. I just showed
What's
you
your
all.
Christmas?
This is fantastic
I'm planning
right
to
here.
go fishing.
Especially if you had like a particularly long straw.
So
Way out down there,
Yeah.
you're
Here's
just
what you
fishing
do.
and drinking.
instead of bait, you put a big soft pretzel on your thing and a beer. You fling out the pretzel.
Uh-huh.
You drink your beer while you're rolling it back. By the time you're done with your beer, you got a pretzel to finish it with.
Down.
Beer and pretzels.
All right.
You
So
throw it at the cornhole.
Oh, at the cornhole.
There's mustard in there.
this all fits together
Oh,
now. Okay.
So
That's
stupid.
fantastic. Now that's a party.
You showed me this. All right.
my God.
Oh man.
I love everything about it.
Okay. All right. Time for picks of the week. You cannot pick anything. It has to be a game
Yeah.
Oh.
or the poker chips. Anyone want to go first?
I'm really excited about that Gatefall project. Like I didn't back it before. I didn't have a copy of it. I don't think we still have it in the library. I'm
I don't know. I thought
I'm
we
very
did, but
much
maybe we don't.
considering this because this. I mean, I kind of like lighter skirmish games. The price is great. The product, the minis are great. This new stuff they're talking about, these
That looks cool.
monsters. I mean, I'm hoping this is going to live like in the same kind of thing as like the Wildlands, the kind of simple to understand, easy skirmishy type games.
It's easier than Wildlands.
It is,
actually.
yeah. So for me, my pick of the week is Gatefall. There it is.
Oh, there.
Super excited
Very
about
nice.
this.
Yeah, that one
That one's
that was
good.
close to being my pick as well. I'm gonna go with that Empire's End instead.
Yeah, it
I
looks
think that
good,
one looks
too.
really, really good. It looks a little, I don't know, it made more sense to me more quickly, I
Yeah.
guess is what
Yeah.
it is.
This is also mine.
Yeah, I think it looks fantastic. And John D. Clare, for me personally, is a little hit and miss.
Yeah.
I think he has a lot of interesting ideas, but yeah, sometimes they're a little big. There's just sort of too much going on. This
Yeah.
one looks like I can figure this out and grasp it and enjoy it.
Both of those games were on it in the contenders for me, but I'm actually going to go with the expansion for Ducks in
Oh,
Tow,
nice.
Ducks in a Row, Ducks in Tow, right?
Yeah, Ducks in Tow,
and
Slugs
I remember
and Bugs.
Slugs and Bugs. I remember looking at the base game, and I've a couple different times, and I haven't been able to play it yet, and so I'm excited about this. The reprint of it, the being able to get the game a little more accessible, and also adding a little more strategy to it. It's definitely one that I would like to play. It'll be on my list, and I think that if this does expand it a little bit, it's really exciting, and I love the art. I'm really kind of finding myself enjoying these welcoming kind of games
Yeah.
recently. They get to the table so much more,
true.
and
very
I
true.
think especially a really beautiful one like this, it's just really, really welcoming. So yeah, excited about this one.
Yeah, so next week we're doing Crowdsurfing again. We'll be doing it in our new studio here for the Winter Spectacular, and that will be a double week. Although I bet you the double week has less than this. A lot of people
Yeah.
aren't launching projects in December.
This time of year, yeah.
Huh, but
Slows
some
down.
people still are. You
Yeah.
never know. Anyway, that's our Crowdsurfing thing. Thanks, everybody, for watching. Until next time, I'm Tom Vassell.
I'm Z. Garcia.
I'm Mila Cleghorn.
I'm Mike Delicio.
Always be kind to your live bait.
Who's a fishy?